Hey, this is what you're waiting for, a woman's perspective on camping and survival. And today I wanted to do an SHTF quick tip, but it's probably going to take a few minutes to do it because it's about batteries. And the first thing is, in our house, we try to keep all the flashlights, the things that require batteries, we try to keep them, if possible, we buy ones for AA or AAA batteries. There's a couple reasons for that. The first reason is it's probably the easiest battery to find. I know when we had the hurricane, we were trying to find C and D batteries, and those were usually the first ones to sell out because everybody had the old-fashioned flashlights. But there was always tons of AAA and AA batteries. The second reason is I can buy the rechargeables. And with this, we can not only recharge it in a recharger that goes in the wall, but when the electricity goes out, it also fits in our solar battery charger. So that's why we like to carry these. Uh, they last a long time, the regular batteries, even if we get them, and you can buy a bunch, you could buy a bulk of them in the AA and AAA batteries all over the place. Uh, if you don't have this type of battery, the rechargeables, um, you might think about going out and buying some. And when I first started, I did not have a solar charger, but they fit in. This is the top off of one of those solar lights that go outside. And my husband had found a whole bunch of these at a garage sale. It had the entire light. But what you can do is fits here right in the back, and you can pop them in, charge them during the day, and then if you have to, you can pop them out at night and use them for your devices. I found that this works pretty good. The solar batteries that they usually give you in them are not very powerful, so I actually exchanged it for a more powerful battery. And it actually, if you use these, they usually have a little bulb here. I don't have it with me. A little glass dome, I mean, and it sticks into the ground. But these landscape things, they have batteries in them. But if you exchange them for a higher battery, they will last longer. Before, these would last in place in my landscape. It would last a few hours and light for a few hours. With the stronger rechargeables that I exchanged them for, they actually lasted a lot longer and would actually last throughout the entire night. So I really like the solar rechargeables. Also, the solar rechargeable, when it's on the stick, we take these when we go camping, and we can use these to mark a trail. We can mark where the restroom is, or if you're coming back from going the restroom at night, we can mark where the tent stakes are so we don't trip over them. So that's another good idea with these solar little landscape things. And they're really cheap. I think they have nice ones now that are like about $4 or $5 each, or you could buy a whole set for maybe $15, $20, depending on, what kind you buy. So besides the rechargeable batteries, the AA and the AAA, here we go. I also like to buy, because in my solar recharging set, I can have a 9-volt battery. And if anybody's been a Boy Scout, they use the 9-volt battery and some steel wool and start fires. So you could actually charge up the 9-volt battery, take it with you, a little bit of steel wool, don't put them together, keep them in separate bags, and you have a portable fire. It's just instant that you can start anytime you want. So that was just one little thing about batteries. Another thing is you need to stock up, like on these, it's something odd that I had bought. What it is, it's a flashlight, but it requires two CR 2016 batteries. And by the time I go to buy replacement batteries, it's cheaper just to buy another one of these. So think about that before you buy your items, but especially the smaller things that are handheld, that fit in your pocket, they do require special batteries. So you either have to stock up on those batteries and those really potent little bitty flashlights I know require a different type of battery. So you either have to stock up on those batteries, or if they're really expensive batteries, you might just buy a couple of these because it's as cheap as buying brand new batteries for it. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about it. Another thing you might not think about is watch batteries. You're going to be depending on that watch, and that's going to be something hard to find is a watch battery. So if you find one, maybe stock up and get a few for a special watch that you might have. But I would keep track of all the different types of batteries you have that you need for the different things in your house, and make a list so that way when you go to the store and maybe batteries are on sale or you happen to see that, you know exactly the size of each of the batteries you need, and then you can stock up on each of those batteries. Another thing that I sort of enjoy, let me see if I can find, here it is, way over here. I really like these little security entry alarms. They're very small, they're wireless, battery operated, and I have one out that I could put on. You can hear how loud. So I not turn it off. But you get attached and figure out a lot of different things, such as a gate, an entryway, a door, even setting up a trip switch if you're out bugging out at a location around where you're packing out, setting up a trip switch. So I would really, really like these things. I have bought a lot. The only thing is, it requires special batteries. This requires three 1.5 volt LR44 cell batteries each. So it would probably be cheaper where I'm buying these from. I bought them like at the dollar store, to actually buy more alarms than it is to buy the replacement batteries because they were so cheap. I think one, was just a few dollars. The pack was like maybe $3 and something. So is it probably cheaper to buy extra alarms than it would be to buy extra batteries? So just keep that in mind when you're going and buying things. And just remember to purposely think of just a few batteries, because when you take your items to a bug out location or you're taking your bob, you don't want to carry 20 different types of batteries. And if you do, it would be great if you could find a way to solar charge all of them with one unit. Um, so think about it. You don't want to be out and have a special battery for your light. That be the only light you carry, and you only have enough batteries for, maybe 3 days. You'd be in big trouble. So anyway, that's my perspective on batteries. So remember, try to keep all of your devices to one or two types of batteries that you can easily get and easily charge if they're rechargeable. If something is really cheaply bought, it might actually benefit you just to purchase 2 or 3 of these rather than buy the replacement batteries. And also I suggest these little alarms. You might need them for something. It might be really neat, especially if you're sleeping and say you could have one at a gate, so that if anybody breaks into the gate, or if gas is very important to you, put one on your gas can. When they move it, it'll sound an alarm. So anyway, that's my quick tip. Bye.